I'm looking at YouTube influencers or educators and looking at their methods for teaching with the idea that many of those tricks and tips might be easily brought in to classrooms, not by recreating what they do, but by extracting their posts and bringing snippets, where relevant, into course materials. So here is an influencer who starts with his journey story and then transitions into becoming an expert and then identifies skills and tips.
The reason I got the web design job after all of those failures is because I was in my 5th year of university. I still had maybe 2 years left just because I switched majors so many different times. I went from business to marketing to graphic design to filmmaking. I spent a semester in like each of these things and I switched to these weird majors. Eventually I landed on coding. And then one thing that I realized here is I actually enjoyed coding, so much so that I was just learning in my free time. I'd go to the library after class and I'd learn on my own. And then I'd go home and I'd take tutorials, and I ended up learning the entire course curriculum that I was taking in college in like 2 to 3 weeks.
So I think that resonates with a lot of people who are in college and people who are in classrooms. And for the teacher to bring out this, here we're all in this together feeling, this video does a good job of that.
It's a skill, just like programming or web design or anything else. Growing on social media, attracting attention to you, marketing is a skill. So this is when I realized that writing, of all things, something I'd never thought I'd become, a writer, was the key to my success. Because on social media, what do? You write. Even if you don't think you write, you're writing. When you're outlining YouTube scripts, it's writing. When you're writing on Twitter and not having to show your face, it's writing. When you cross-post those to Instagram, like a lot of people do, that's still writing. You're just putting it in image format. Real scripts, TikTok scripts, you write the script beforehand so you can actually articulate your thoughts and you're not going into the video blindly and wondering like why you're not a good speaker. It's because you didn't write it out first. You're a writer.
A teacher in a classroom is in a great place to take a pitch like this and adapt it to, this is why we're teaching what we're teaching in this class. You're going to need this skill. This is something that you're going to use again and again, and it's valuable in many different ways. There are other people talking about any other domain doing the same kind of transition to expertise, bring that into a classroom. And next, he starts talking about, hey, you're going to have to work. There's skills required.
Audience building comes down to 6 things. 1 is testing ideas and structures on social media. And when I say structures here, I'm talking about the structure of a post. Go and look on social media, scroll for 10, 20, 30 posts, and notice how things are structured. Go scroll through my timeline and you can see, okay, there's just blocks of sentences, there's paragraphs, there's line breaks between them, there's long tweets, there's short tweets, there's ones with bullet points, there's threads, there's other things. So you're testing different structures and ideas within those structures. 2 is having a catalyst strategy for new posts. 3 is turning best ideas into threads and newsletters. 4 is repurposing your writing to other platforms. 5 is taking advantage of exponential events. And 6 is sending everyone to your newsletter.
So he's just outlined his course. Here's our curriculum. We're going to go through this over the next weeks. Strap on. This is going to be worthwhile for you. Very nice structure to his presentation. But as I look through the timeline here, I can see that there's a really replayed area later on. And so that, of course, is, hey, here's a trick.
The best way to do this in my eyes is to just DM accounts that have over 20,000-ish followers and ask if they can help you with growth or if they offer some kind of promotion.
He's got the trick, which is if you see somebody who's doing a great job and in your college, for instance, other faculty members can have their people who follow them come to your class. In other words, you create a YouTube channel for a class and other professors do the same thing, you're going to be able to point people to different resources that are on campus. And that's the asset that he doesn't have.